The magic pencil. It was in a small town. There was a kid named Max who loved to draw more than anything. His room was covered with doodles, sketches, and posters he had made, from stick figures to wild animals. But as much as Max loved drawing, he sometimes wished his creations could do more than just sit on paper. One rainy afternoon, Max was digging around in the attic and found an old, dusty box. Inside, he spotted a shiny golden pencil with the words, "The Power of the Pencil," engraved on its side. Curiosity got the best of him, so he snuck it downstairs to his room and decided to give it a try. Max picked up a blank sheet of paper, and as a test, he drew a little blue bird with big eyes and a cheeky grin. The moment he finished, the bird's eyes blinked, and with a tiny flap, it flew right off the paper. Max's jaw dropped as the bird landed on his shoulder and chirped, "Let's fly." From that moment on, Max realized he could draw anything and bring it to life. He called the pencil Penny, and kept it as his biggest secret. But as secrets go, it didn't stay quiet for long. The school art assignment. One day at school, Max's teacher, Mr. Biddle, announced a special art assignment. You'll each need to create something that represents what makes you unique. Max thought this was the perfect time to bring Penny to school. During art class, Max decided to create something big. He drew a little knight with armor and a tiny sword. Once he finished, the knight hopped right off the paper, shook his sword, and said, "Sir Max, I am here to protect you." The class gasped as the mini knight marched across the table, saluting everyone with his little sword. Mr. Biddle's eyes were as wide as dinner plates. "Max, how did you do that?" Max just shrugged, trying to keep his cool, but his friends knew something amazing was going on. When the drawings go wild, Max quickly became the most popular kid at school, as his magical pencil could draw anything his friends asked for. Each friend wanted something: a pet dragon, a talking cupcake, a mini pirate, and even a dancing cactus. Soon, Max's classroom was filled with all sorts of strange little creatures running around. But, with so many magical drawings running wild, things started to get complicated. One day, Max's friend Lily asked him to draw a flying pizza. Max drew a pizza with wings, and it zoomed around the classroom, dodging kids and leaving a trail of cheese behind. Soon, everyone was slipping and sliding on cheese, and the teacher got a big splat of tomato sauce on his head. Mr. Biddle, covered in sauce, shook his head with a grin. "Max, I think it's time for your drawings to take a lunch break." The school science fair disaster. Things were going great until the annual science fair came around. Max thought he could use Penny to draw a life-sized T-Rex for his science project. He drew carefully, and within minutes, a friendly T-Rex was standing in the gym, wagging its tail like a dog. At first, everyone was amazed and cheered for Max's lifelike dinosaur. But then the T-Rex got a little too excited and started stomping around, causing the entire gym to shake. Max's friends and teachers tried to chase the dinosaur, but it kept running around, wagging its tail and knocking over science projects. Max quickly pulled out Penny and drew a big bowl of spaghetti, the T-Rex's favorite food, to lure it away from the fair. The dinosaur happily chased the spaghetti and munched on it, leaving a messy but much calmer gym behind. A lesson learned after the science fair disaster. Max knew he had to be more careful with Penny. He decided he wouldn't draw anything else until he was sure he could control it. That's when he had an idea. What if he used Penny to help people? So, the next day, when he saw his little sister, Emma, struggling with her homework, he drew a tiny teacher who appeared and patiently explained each math problem. When his friend Joey lost his ball over the school fence, Max drew a super tall ladder for him to reach it. Word spread about Max's magic pencil, and he started using it to help everyone, from creating magical study guides to drawing raincoats when it started raining unexpectedly. But Max also made sure that his drawings knew to return to the paper after they'd finished helping. And as for Penny, Max made sure to keep her safe, knowing that with great pencils come great responsibility. The big surprise on the last day of school, Mr. Biddle called Max to the front of the class. He gave Max a big envelope that said, "To Max, the most creative kid in school." Inside was a sketchbook, and on the cover, it said, "To be filled with imagination and adventure." Max grinned and knew exactly what he'd do. With Penny in one hand and his new sketchbook in the other, he started drawing his next adventure, maybe a trip to space, or perhaps a visit to the bottom of the ocean. With the power of the pencil, Max knew he could draw any adventure he dreamed up, and he couldn't wait to see where Penny would take him next.